This is a Emergency broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What 145 episode. And now I believe we have a guest on the line. Who are you and where are you from?
Well, Uncle, we have a couple of people here with us.
I heard there was somebody on the line.
We have a couple people on the line. First of all, we have a special guest, return guest, Uncle.
Well, the special guest tonight, I'm the talker, remember, the sidekick.
Talk away.
This is Public Loaf.
That's right. Artisan Loaf.
Artisan Loaf talking about what I've been waiting to hear him about these electric cars. I need to talk to him about these electric cars. Do we get ahead of the fellow that has been talking, been getting the information? Has he got in touch with him yet? I want to get this started. Artisan Loaf, our guest.
Artisan Loaf, great to have you back.
It's good to be back, and it's good to talk to Uncle again. So I've been waiting for this day for a very long time. Well, since the last time I spoke to you, I guess, which would have been the New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Special you did.
The New Year's,
which was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
How did you get in touch with your buddy? And we be able to talk about this electric cars? I'm sort of excited about this electric car problem again. Still, we're back into that.
It's great to talk about him.
Yeah. So what's the electric car? What's the question that you have, Uncle?
Has he figured anything out yet?
Elon Musk. Has he figured anything?
Did he figure anything out? Because we have it in this house with electric people.
If I remember, don't you have a Bolt or a Volt or something?
We do have a Volt. We have a Chevrolet Volt.
We have a Volt. We have what was yours called?
A Fiat.
We have a Fiat
500e.
that's electric, and we have.
Oh wow!
And the van is electric and gas, but it's electric too. But we're just trying to figure out. Has he figured out a project of how to work? Your buddy.
I would stay clear of Elon Musk's electric cars for sure. I would definitely advise against that.
I would just like to know if he got anything accomplished since the last time we talked.
He would say he did.
Let me talk.
I would say not really since the last time we talked. It's a lot of fiddling with the edges, but they're still, not the not the best car that you could probably buy for that kind of money. I think you probably with the Volt. I think you made a very good choice. They are probably the best value electric vehicles you can get.
Favor, and you talk to him next time. Tell him to get on the stick and get moving because this family loves the electric.
Yeah, get it right.
I can see that. There's not there's not many people that must have as many electric vehicles that you have in your household. That's even for California.
They eat electric here. They do not touch gas much, but they eat electric, especially my sister.
She eats electricity. She does.
Eats electricity.
Wakes up, has an egg and some electricity.
Electricity into the machine.
Fascinating.
Every time I go out the door, it's on.
Fascinating diet.
Here.
One of the things that Uncle would be interested in, Nick, is the fact that Musk has problems with customer service, and I know Uncle despises problems with customer service. Right? If you can't serve your customers right.
One restaurant, what we told her on the broadcast way back, long time there. Remember?
Yeah.
You're talking about Micro Center?
Well, I'm saying anything to do with customer service. Uncle gets really upset, right?
Not that one.
He does.
Square circle. Square.
Oh, you're talking about living spaces?
Yes. Get rid of that company, please.
We're taking them down.
Taking them suckers down. I was on a podcast talking about them. Remember?
One podcast at a time.
Right. I talked about that.
Uncle, don't forget you have a caller on the line too. So
who's on the line, and Hutch is there, man. Let him through.
Yeah, caller.
Oh, hey, thanks. Thanks. I was, well, thank you again. I mean, like, yeah, I was trying to hold in my pee, seriously, so that whenever I came on the line, I could have a big, long beer whiz.
We haven't opened it yet. You're in luck here. We haven't started that program.
We're
yet.
working our way into that
working
ourselves.
Up to it, but
we got beers right here.
Loaf. We have a special guest. Whoever Loaf is on. So, letting you know.
But anyways, what I'm having tonight, one of my go-tos is it's a Sierra Nevada. It's a torpedo, and I know Mr. Franz. I know you don't necessarily prefer IPAs. So, like this one's an extra IPA. Yeah, but hey man, high five on, dude. Budweiser sucks. I think we should just all establish that they suck and they don't do a good job.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that.
We can agree,
This ain't Budweiser that we're having right now. I don't know what this is.
No, actually,
what do we have here?
Nick, I'll throw this back to you. Do you have the beer that we had lined up? Do you have the beer on hand?
I have the beer that we agreed on after the fact because you couldn't find the original one, so I could
not.
Yeah,
this is not the original one.
Well,
Wait a minute, we're drinking the original one. I'm thinking.
Well, it depends on what you mean by original.
What is the original?
What are we going to drink here? What is it going to be, Nick? And what is it? I guess why is it too? How about that?
Okay, well,
I agree with that. I agree with that question.
Yeah. Originally, we were going to be drinking a fairly what I would term as nice beer that I actually quite enjoy, which is by Bell's Brewery, which is Oberon, which is worth checking out if you get it. If you need, I think, to be in anywhere but California to get it. But it's very nice. But as Aaron couldn't source that, I opted for Keystone Light.
Yeah, this is what he's got in front of him. Keystone Light. That's what's in front of me right now.
Which, according to Aaron, has some nostalgia attached to it.
For me,
for him. And I figured it would be better to try a beer that's perhaps not very good as a bit more entertainment value.
Keystone Light,
man,
Uncle.
Is this the one that we had last week?
No, it sure isn't. No.
Oh, man, it might get a higher rating then.
Bobby's drinking an IPA, though.
Are you are?
Yeah, he's having an IPA. So
am I still
how do you like that 2-1?
Yeah, you're still there, Bobby. You're there.
No, you're still on the line, Bobby. This is hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
I'm concerned about his beer.
Honey to me.
I'm concerned about his beer he's drinking. What do you think about these kind of beers? Brassiers, what they call them?
Oh, not Crevassier, but IPAs.
IPAs.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
IPA.
We had
we had quite a heated discussion about it.
I had a demon discussion about that last.
I think it's kind of an interesting conversation by itself. Is just the amount of love that's put into making the IPAs. Although I think if once you start like when you first start drinking ales, first of all, in my opinion, a gift from God, to be completely honest. They seem a little bitter, but then you start respecting the resins and the oils that are put in there, and taking a step back and just kind of reading something important and kind of respecting that gift of the drink.
All right. Well, resins and oils are things we can get into here on Uncle the Broadcast.
Well, we'll get into them, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think Kelly would, right?
Yes. What's that noise? My background, talking in the background.
That's an electric vehicle charging up, Uncle.
He's getting ready to talk.
Nick, why don't we crack open this wonderful Keystone Light and start drinking it? Does that sound good?
That sounds good to me. It's pretty hot in here, so I'm
awesome.
Yeah,
We're. Well,
Uncle, I have to portion control you here, Uncle. So I'm going to give you less than full beer. So here you go. My apologies. I'll
You're having a beer here, and I'm
Oh man, that's awesome.
Now, wait a minute. Now, what are you drinking that beer for? That's not your beer.
I'm drinking straight out of the can. Okay.
See, one step to the left or right of Meisterbrow or Peels here with this Keystone. I love this.
Keystone. Where's that man talking Keystones?
That's the beer we're drinking. Is Keystone
You're drinking
Light,
Keystone.
Uncle.
Keystone Light. Oh,
Yeah, Keystone Light.
Yeah.
Keystone Light. Where's this from, by the way?
Coors Brewing Company. I forgot that was Coors that bottled that. Have they always? I don't remember.
Kimberly wants to say something.
I have a question.
Hey,
Does Meisterbrow still exist?
19 pound. Does
Well,
that resist?
the last time I saw Black Label Society, that's exactly the kind of can that Zach Wilde tossed it into the crowd. So it does seem to exist as of a couple of years ago.
No way. I had that. That was like the cheapest beer back a long time
Even
ago.
before Beer 30. Wow.
That's why I mentioned Peels along with it. I don't know if people know Peels, but that used to be the absolute cheapest thing that I could, pay somebody to go buy for me when I was 13. So,
Yeah. Well, right now
Right now we're on a test time.
we are on a test.
right. I was giving you guys a chance to drink. That's why I took over for a second here so you guys could
Well, yeah, I
let that
appreciate
settle.
that. But, I mean, I think, we're probably going to drink before we actually start digging into the serious stuff. But once we start getting into comedic mode, we're probably going to have a couple extras.
We will.
It's necessary.
You don't got them out here.
I
just like one or two to help you focus, and then 3 or 4 to help you get a little
He's
wacky.
got what are you talking about? He's got a 12-pack down here. I saw what he
Well,
got.
no,
in the store.
Uncle. No, back up. Keystone Light does not come in multiples of 12. It comes in multiples of 15 is the only
Then
way
how
you can
come
buy
we
it.
got a 12-pack
Oh,
downstairs?
no way, dude.
I caught him this
That's
time.
why you got to
man.
regulate him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I saw it on the store.
Uncle, it's a 15 pack. It is
15 pounds.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Oh, well, 15.
What is that? Is that like an octagon? It comes in an octagon box or something?
It's just a regular old rectangle, but it's a little bigger than a 12 beer
the thing
rectangle
about
would
I
be.
like my testing on these beers is after they're tested, we can drink them.
It's a little weird shape, isn't it, in like 3 rows of 5, Aaron?
I forget the actual rows. The can is a little taller and thinner than a regular can.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
so
dude.
the whole box has
No,
like
wait,
a
hold
weird,
on.
odd shape, yeah.
And then,
Since I-
Nick, Nick, did you get the 30 pack by chance, or
No,
what did you buy it in?
I managed to get in a single 24. So
Oh, okay.
I guess I cheated on that respect. 24 ounces is quite a lot of beer in one can. So
It is.
Yeah,
I'm
hey,
pretty-
buddy.
I'm
Are
pretty
you
happy.
Like I said all the time.
are you calling from the UK or are you in the US right now? Just wondering.
I'm in the US right now, but I
Okay.
travel a lot, so
Right.
pretty much every podcast I do, I'm in a different country. But
Oh man.
last time
Cool, dude.
I was in Ireland when I was on this show, so it's I travel a lot, but right now I'm actually in the US.
Yeah, you did my show from somewhere in
Awesome.
South America some months ago. So
That is
I gotta ask you something though. When you go
That's
back
awesome.
to the AK,
Mm-hmm.
please get back with its partner and find him.
Oh, you're talking about Elon Musk.
Your man
My man?
trying to figure out what his
Ooh.
problem
themes
is.
and memes.
Doesn't he ever talk to the man?
Oh, wait, you're talking about Adam now.
Adam, yes.
He's-
Adam.
he-
He's
Adam
in
is-
he's on his home.
Well,
Yes, he is.
Adam is in Deutschland, actually.
That's
but
where his home is.
It's close. It's close.
Well,
it's close to UK. It's a lot closer than it is here.
I'm just saying when he ever goes back. When he goes back,
Yeah, look
I'm
him
just
up.
saying. Look him up. Look him up.
I will do. I'll try
Okay.
and find him.
Yeah,
Good.
And,
But make
and-
sure you don't use Google. You can use
Google.
DuckDuckGo or StartPage or XQuick, but or Dogpile. Just make sure you don't use Google.
That is good advice.
No, seriously, XQuick, StartPage, or of course in the U.S. we have an alternative, but it's not really put out there. DuckDuckGo, man.
Uncle, do you have any interesting questions for Bobby, our caller on the line here? Any or observations, maybe questions?
What kind of operation of work do we have you get to do? And a lot of doing this, correct?
It pretty much focuses around cutting edge technology and the ethics involved in that technology. What I really focus, this is awesome. Thank you for that question. But I really do appreciate that. What really needs to come out are the negative side effects of transhumanism and military technology that's been withheld and now is becoming, all flowers and bubbles in the mainstream. It needs to be dealt with on a real, I wouldn't say social basis, but I would say it really needs to be dealt with, and people need to understand what's happening right now, and that the technology that we're dealing with is very invasive, and it's not as if this technology is just harnessing you as a natural individual. It's taking advantage of you and creating a product of you.
And
so
the propaganda they make it look like it's here to serve us when it's actually the opposite. It's here to serve the AI.
That is also with telephones, correct?
Yes, brains phones,
and
yes.
the telephones.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. Speakerphone. What? Let me tell you something happened today. My sister was trying to talk to her daughter, and all she was doing the texting, and it already took care of her brain. She didn't hear a word she said to her. And this is what's going on. I said, I told you this is what's going to happen if these people have these stupid phones all the time. You get away from the phones and you'll be having your own brains back. That is the problem here.
There you have it. Can't put much simpler than that, can you?
That's the problem we have here in this country of the phones.
Bobby, do you agree with that at all or no?
Do you agree with that?
I definitely believe that one big problem is an overuse of electronic systems. I do think that they can be used for now as good tools to help get our job done. But they are definitely overused. And I seen a video from a family member sending me a video from the beach. It was their first time over at the beach. It was the first time my nephew had the chance to be near the ocean. And it was my first video seeing him at the ocean. The video camera goes over to him, and he's on his phone.
Oh.
He's not pulling in the vastness and the beauty and the blessing of the ocean and the sand and all of that. What he was doing is he was just and what's interesting is when people are on their phones, it's almost as if they're in the praying position. Their hands look like they're praying.
Right.
What are they praying to?
That is
a big question to me. I mean, like, I'm not religious. I'm not religious, but I do worship God, and I follow Christ. It's not about a religion; it's about a relationship with God. And because I know we're going to be talking in the future, so I just want to let you know now. All right, but I love beer. I believe it's a blessing from God, and from my perspective.
All right. Well, Bobby, thanks again for calling, and call back to Uncle the podcast sometime. Like I said, I'll
you can call back.
We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch. So thanks again for calling.
Call back.
Take care now.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you again for sure. Artisan Loaf, how you doing over there?
What are you doing over there?
I'm doing good. I've been enjoying the beer, surprisingly. So
yeah. What say you of the taste of this?
Well, the taste is not bad, but my first initial impression was pretty bad. It kind of because I was trying to get the aroma first, and it kind of just reminded me of what it smells like when you go into a bar or a pub the morning after. The morning after. Yeah,
He's smelling it in the can now.
Yeah.
Sidekick over here is smelling it in the can.
Yeah, you're right. I'm smelling the can, and you're right. The smell is not good.
Aroma de bar rag. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a bar or a pub the morning after.
Correct. Yeah.
Morning after.
Which is not a smell that's great, but the taste is actually surprisingly good.
The distinctive scent.
Not particularly strong, but it's very good summertime beer. I would say. Right with this kind of weather right now, it's going down really, really well.
All right, you're drinking over there 2 containers of beers over here.
Well,
I'm trying to look at this guy. He's drinking down the beers.
I'm guzzling. It's Keystone.
I'm drinking down the beers. We having one bounce a glass of beer here. He's drinking that.
Uncle, it's for health purposes. I'm a spry young man, so I can throw these back.
Be still. Like me, come day sometime. So don't worry about it.
Aaron's going 2-fisted over there. I love this. This is hilarious.
Well, as
and now he's going down to the special of the awaiting this thing.
Well,
since we've been sitting here talking.
Well, Uncle, let's get into the history of this because.
Well, that's what I was just saying.
Well, yeah, we'll rate this in a moment, but Nick was mentioning that there's nostalgia for me, and there is. This used to be the go-to 30-pack that my friends and I would get back in school. We lived in this big house together, and whenever we had a party or we just had a drinking night, we would get this beer.
Is that the ones on the tapes?
Yeah, the ones on the tapes.
Oh, yes, that you drink all the time?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about now.
It was either a 30-pack of Keystone Light or a 24-pack of Milwaukee's Best. It was one or the other that we would get.
It had to be this kind. I'm taking a guess it was this kind.
Yeah.
At this moment.
Usually it was this more often than not. Yeah. And I got to say I always thought the taste of this was good and superior to something like, say, a Natural Light is just terrible. Ooh. But this actually has a decent taste.
Do you mean to say, Aaron, that you allowed evidence to survive of your parties? You didn't at some point come up with the idea that it might be the better part of valor to assure that no evidence persisted afterwards? Because, I learned that lesson very early on, and camcorders were certainly banned from my parties as a kid real fast. When you realize that later on that could be evidence. So you actually keep this stuff still to this day memorialized somewhere?
Well, only because I'm the editor and it's only the best parts of it. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, there's plenty of stuff that's on the cutting room floor, so to speak.
That's a loaded statement.
I still like my line in my beer.
Yeah.
He loves the
Uncle,
Corona.
what do you think about this beer? Is it good or what?
Really good. It's not what we had before.
No.
So it's going to get high.
Oh, yeah.
In my standpoint.
It's going up there.
It's getting up there. Just trying to figure out what number it is between.
I'm
just in my head.
Any other comments here on the flavor or anything about the beer here, Nick, before we get any further?
You do.
No, I'm just really shocked that I'm enjoying it. I was expecting it to be terrible, and I would be ranting for a few minutes about how disgusting it is. Yeah, but it's completely drinkable, and I can see why, especially on a hot summer's day, it goes down really well. And for the price, I think it was like $1.15 for this 24-ounce can.
And that's not $1, and that ain't in a dollar store.
No.
That is cheap, not in a dollar store. An ounce stuff.
Not even a dollar store beer. This is something
would probably kill you.
This is something that I think Bumwine Bob could appreciate because of the price point.
Bumwine Bob, yeah, that's the other guy I forgot about.
Yeah,
I forgot about him being on the show. He would exactly tell about this beer.
Yeah, I
can
almost,
off the bat.
I can almost guarantee that Bumwine Bob has probably done a feature on Keystone more than once,
if
right?
He's listening to now there, Chuck.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's listening to it now. He probably is.
He's probably listening as we speak.
As we're speaking.
Hey, if he's
probably drinking.
If he is, more than welcome to message me on Skype. I'll add you into the discussion if you'd like to.
Ask him if he calls. You're welcome to come into this because I like him to come into my drinking test programs. I told you that. Right there, sidekick?
Yep. You certainly did.
Into my site. Yes, who's there?
And listen,
what are you doing?
I want to inform you of something here, Uncle, because you told me to keep you informed about certain things. So I'm doing my job. You have a rare listener in Germany right now because a lot of things with the name Ocelli on it are banned in Germany. So it's kind of odd. We have a German listener right now. Also, a few people in Canada. Not calling, just listening.
Not calling.
Quebec, we got Ottawa for Canada, we got Union, Washington, a couple of unknowns in the United States, a bunch of people on iPhones, iPads, stuff like that. You told me to keep you informed of the listeners, so I'm doing that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Houston, Texas, let's see, Memphis, Tennessee, let's see, that's Union, Washington again. We have, another unknown. United States unknown. Well, anyway, that's a good overview right there. Nobody in the UK is listening, but the one listener in Germany fascinates me. I want you to know. Anyway, that's the end of my job. Are you guys ready to rate the beer?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say about the listener in Germany, maybe it's my man, Uncle.
Germany?
Yeah, that's where Adam is. He's in Germany.
Maybe he's listening.
Maybe.
He must have he shook the cage. We shook the cage on him.
We did it.
All right, we finally might be him.
Yeah.
Never know.
Call in, Adam.
Call in if it is you. Just say if it is you, you can call in.
Let's rate this beer.
Rate the beer. Let's have the guest first, please.
Guest first?
You know that system.
Well, Adam can message me on Skype. If he wants to join into the conversation, he can.
Right.
Just saying.
There he is.
And
I'm going to talk to you.
There you go.
You got your boy back there, sidekick.
So, Artisan Loaf, I guess it's your turn to rate the beer. So, go ahead.
Beer and we'll go from there.
Yeah. You know how it works, right? The scale of 1 to 10 on the Uncle scale of the goodness of beer.
Yeah.
Oof. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 6.5.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it's a good beer.
Yeah.
But I'd say like if this is a 6.5, like Budweiser would be like a 3.5.
Yeah.
So I mean it's good. It's totally drinkable. I wouldn't if someone gave it to me, I wouldn't turn my nose up in disgust. But it's not something that I'm going to go out and drink every week or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
That rating makes a lot of sense to me. And I mean, as we're saying, the nostalgia factor for me is there, and it's fun to drink it again. It's been years since I've had one of these things, and I always did back then. I always thought it was a good beer. I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna drink like crapola, at least make it decent crapola, and that's exactly what this stuff is.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna give it a rating of 7. All things considered, because I mean, it's not like the German beers we've had on here that are really good. It's not like that Dutch Republic beer we had recently, but it's okay.
I'd just like to say I would put my score as a not involving the price kind of thing.
Yes.
Involving the price would knock it up to probably like an 8.
Yeah.
But just as a beer by itself, 6.5. Just to clarify that I'm not putting the price into my decision.
Very good. Yeah, that's a factor. Uncle, it's on you. Where does Keystone Light come in on the Uncle scale?
8.5.
8.5. All right.
I'll go up a little 1 mark from you.
Bring it up.
So that would be almost not a 10, of course, but at an 8. So
it's not a 10, no.
It's not a 10, no, but it's an 8.
Okay, 8.5. That's a good rating. That's a good rating. Okay, everybody. So there you go. Now you know what Keystone Light's all about.
Yeah. Now you can have your drinks.
You know
now
that
you can drink your drinks. We had it rated.
Either buy one of them or, again, in multiples of 15. The 15-pack, the 30-pack, soon to be the 60-pack. I'm sure they're working on that. Yeah.
If you're trying to buy as many beers for as little money as possible, I would definitely recommend it.
I would like to, on these beers where you buy these kind.
Yeah.
I might want to do something to them.
Okay.
To talk about them for my broadcast. Because the dollar store is on borderlining on me because of what's happening with them.
They've had new stuff lately.
They've had new stuff, yes.
It comes and it goes.
But when we go to whatever you went to here, it's different.
It's like a dollar store. So cheap.
Yeah.
So it's similar.
So I don't know what store that was.
In the same vein.
But
and I'll say Nick that Oberon Ale. I mean, I didn't find it not for lack of trying. I went to every place. I went to the craft beer shop first of all. I thought it would be there. It wasn't there. I went all over town.
I checked later on, and it's not distributed at all in California, as far as I can tell.
Oh,
so that's why you couldn't find it. I think it's in pretty much every other state. It's probably in like 45 plus of the other states, but it's not in California, according to the website that I found that talked about it. So, which is a shame because it is a really nice beer, and I would assume that at least one of you would enjoy it. But
actually, that wasn't the beer we're actually drinking then.
Aaron,
it's something different.
Aaron, I direct you to the chat room because you have a chatter who has rated the beer as well, who has gone along with the show, which is a new thing.
What you rated it at?
So it's Creative Accidents, one of our...
Oh, Crazy Accidents, boy. There he is. He's back on the air again.
We know
I like that fella.
I've
had him talk. I know him very well, that fella. Talked to him last week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he's our street team member on the ground.
On the ground watchout tower.
Yeah.
He's our on the ground watchout tower, boy. I call him that. That's his nickname. Okay. Outside, watchtower boy. That's what I got him nickname for. What are you laughing at, sidekick?
That's quite
that's his nickname. We gotta have nicknames for these guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm making nicknames up today.
You certainly are.
And that's his.
Okay, well.
What'd you say?
Crazy Accidents. Yeah. They say he says in the chat room, you get 7.5 from the Russian judges. I'm glad I have a case left over. So yeah, he's there with us drinking this beer tonight. And 7.5, I guess, is his rating. If I'm mistaken, put another comment in the chat room there. Creative Accidents. What was his nickname again, Uncle?
Crazy Accidents.
Okay, Crazy Accidents.
What was his nickname?
Yeah, you gave him quite the nickname there, and you were very adamant that we use it. So I just thought that I wanted to check that I was getting it right.
What did I say?
I don't know.
That's not using a brain. I've lost track of what I was talking about.
He said crazy. He said Crazy Accidents, and then he said he is the Watchtower boy.
Oh
Crazy
that's
Accidents.
it. Watchtower boy. He's a Watchtower boy. That's he is. What are you laughing at? Sidekick's going crazy here tonight.
So he's a Jehovah's Witness, is he?
He is.
I never knew that.
Wait a minute. He is?
If he's the Watchtower boy.
Oh, wait a minute. No.
So
I didn't think that, but
Crazy Accidents, Watchtower boy. It's great to have you there as a street team member and drinking a beer with us. We're having a lot of fun here. It's a real party atmosphere on Uncle the Broadcast.
Why I say a watchtower? Let me tell you why it's a watchtower.
Tell us.
He's watching the street.
Oh.
Is why you call it a watchtower.
Okay.
Do you get it, sidekick? Do you understand where I'm going with this?
I think I see how this works.
This is how I'm doing it. This is how he's watching the street. And if he can pick somebody up from the street to be on the street team, he's doing his work.
Do you think he wears a fluorescent yellow vest when he's out there on the streets watching it?
How do I know? We're only talking on show here. We haven't seen him live. We can't talk to these people live to see. We're sitting here on the radio show, or whatever this is, on our show, and how do I know? I can't see you just like I see. I just see an apple in front of me. You're the one that should know, because he's the one with the pictures.
Yeah.
You should know. He's got pictures there.
There's some fine pictures here from the chat room.
You should know if he's wearing a thing.
I don't see that. I don't see the fluorescent vest.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. I would suggest that he put one on though if he's gonna be out there in the street to be a lot safer that way.
Well, yeah, for safety issues.
Artisan Loaf, how we doing over there?
How we doing there?
Doing good. I was actually on a change of subject. I wanted Uncle's opinion on something I did today, if what he thinks of it. I was looking to buy a car for my next road trip around Europe, and I found one that looked quite interesting, and I managed to enlist someone I know on Twitter that I've never actually met before to go and buy this car for me. And They did it today. So I now own a car that I've never seen, that someone I've never met bought for me.
But before you go any further with the car,
yeah,
does it have electric?
It's not electric car. No, it's not. So I did want a hybrid, but there wasn't one available for what I wanted it. So
you're going to be drinking gas.
Unfortunately I am, but it's just that the idea of getting someone that you've never met to buy a car for you that you've never seen, does that sound like a sensible thing?
I guess if it was like a Christmas birthday present, anything like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Or a gift, or
the occasion was right.
An early Christmas present.
He had this person on Twitter they didn't even meet in person ever buy the car for him, Uncle.
Seen him?
He never seen him. Yeah, is that crazy to have somebody buy the car like that?
Well, and only one other way it would happen. It's if the man has money, of course, to buy a car. Now these days, you know how much a car is.
It's a used car. It's a cheap car. It wasn't anything fancy. It's just something I need for a road trip for a few months.
Oh, it was. I'd say it's decent for him, the fella that did that for you.
That's quite a favor.
It was a favor.
Yeah.
I give you that.
It worked out very well that the car that I was actually looking at was only a few miles from where the guy was.
So you needed transportation. That would have been perfect.
But it does mean when I arrive in the country, I'm going to have a vehicle to drive when I get there. So it's for the cheap car. It's kind of worth the gamble. But it just seemed like a very something that probably not many people have done. I mean, most people I don't think buy a car without going to look at it. But buying a car that you've never looked at, but getting someone that you've never met to buy it for you, is, I think, probably quite a rare occurrence, shall we say?
Yeah. I haven't heard of this one before.
I was just wondering, the friend that you haven't heard about.
Yeah.
Does he ever hear about electric cars? Just a curiosity, just to get out a little further.
I'm sure he has. He's very into cars. I haven't talked to him about that, but next time when I speak to him tomorrow, because he's going to want money from me,
ask him about that question.
I will ask him about what his electric vehicle thoughts are. I mean, where we are is not necessarily the best place for it because they're still very expensive and they're not. It's not as economical financially as it is perhaps in California, where there's a lot of incentives to get electric vehicles.
I found out something else too. The Bobos are no more.
The Bobos?
Your wife told me.
They're not doing Bobo anymore.
I didn't hear about
what's Bobo?
Volkswagen.
Oh, Volkswagen.
They're not doing them anymore.
Artisan Loaf. What?
Are you talking about
what's going on with that?
The Beetle? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. The Beetle.
Yeah, they've discontinued the new Beetle, so there's no more Beetle. But I imagine it's going to come back. Maybe in 3 or 4 years, probably as an all-electric car.
Yeah.
That would be my assumption. Is they've killed it now to reintroduce it in maybe 2 or 3 years' time as the all-new electric Beetle, and maybe it's like their flagship sort of EV, without being like a performance car. Like this is
this time they might
kind of thing.
This time they might actually engineer them not to cheat on emissions tests, right? I mean,
yeah. Exactly.
Well, if they're special electric. Especially if they're going to be electric.
Oh, Uncle, on that point, let's make the point that we owned that vehicle. We had a Volkswagen TDI wagon.
Oh,
that was the car that got in trouble for the emissions. We owned one of those.
We did?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
My wife and I owned one of those cars. The wagon.
There's still fields of them stacked up in various places, just rotting away. As far as I know, they just. All the cars that they had to buy back, they
that your first
stuck
car?
them in fields.
Was that your first car?
No. That was not Are we talking about my first car now? Because that's a story too.
No.
But
that one, I know what that was. Never mind.
We'll just stick with the Volkswagen TDI, which was a good car, except for that whole controversy thing around it. I like the car.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
remember the black station wagon?
The black station wagon.
You remember that car?
I had to think about which one.
It was a Volkswagen. Yeah, we had it when we lived in Long Beach. It was a good car.
Oh yes, but you sold it?
We actually did sell it, yes. It was an interesting thing because we sold it to a private buyer, and then we also got money back from Volkswagen after the fact, after we had sold it.
Right, yes, I remember it now.
So that was an interesting situation. Nice. Yeah, that worked out for us.
Not for the planet, but, for your bank account, that was not too bad.
Of course, it's all for the bank account. Nothing about with the planet. Once you throw the money out, it's gone to the car. Remember that.
You'll go far in this world, Uncle.
It's gone. What?
You'll go far in this world, Uncle, with that attitude. It's all about the bank account.
I know. Pull that bank account completely out to the vehicle car or whatever car. Fact, I got to tell you something else, too.
Tell us.
Now, went over to another system problem. These two people, Sidekick and his wife,
yes, the two of us,
is looking at houses in the desert. Oh, let me tell you about that story. They're constantly going back and forth trying to find a house to have his parents live in it.
To have my parents live in it?
Yes.
Is that the idea? Okay.
That's the object that I've heard, understood, and then go out just camping once in a while. That's what I've heard. But
that's exactly what we're doing.
And that's what it see what I mean? And I tell you, I'm right on it there, on Loaf.
That's exactly what's happening.
That's what Patreon money's doing well for you.
Oh, yeah.
So that money is not quite out of the bank account yet. Because they haven't found it yet. But when they do, it's coming out.
Yeah, let's just say a down payment on a desert house is not being made on any Patreon money. So that's
Patreon
for
money?
certain. Yeah.
It isn't?
No.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, that goes.
The talkers here disappointed. The talkers out
I
here.
I know. We're letting everybody down.
Letting everybody down on that. Just what I just was saying.
Well, look, for the record, we're down to the last 15 minutes, and Creative Accidents is on their third Keystone. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Keystone Accident. How's it taste?
Yes.
Hey, wait a minute. These clowns, there's one beer here, and these guys in the chat room is chowing down beers. They love my commercials.
I might have another after this show's over.
Wait a minute. Always saying that I'm going to have a glass of beer here. I want a small one.
The beer companies need to pay you, Uncle, I'll tell you. Instead of
buying
the
what
beers.
I'm doing. Why do you think I'm trying to make a discount for us people, for the site, for the street team? I want to do, this is what I'm trying to do, Chuck. Trying to get these people that I want to find the best person that can give me a beer review store. I want the for the first shout out to them.
There you go.
But I want to do it for who gives me the best beer. You got those stores?
Or whoever pays us.
Or pays us. Wait a minute.
We're talking about the wallets, right, Uncle?
Oh, yeah, the wallets.
See, but what if it's the dreaded Budweiser?
Okay, there, Chuck, you got that now? You tell them?
Would you take a sponsorship from the dreaded Anheuser-Busch company?
You can throw it on your show, too, if you want.
Uncle, would you advertise Budweiser if they gave you money? Would you be a spokesperson for it or no?
Anybody gives me cheap size price. That will put a bit in there. And because I know people that drink that doesn't like it.
Uncle, what?
They do not like
Budweiser?
Budweiser.
See, when
Loaf here, you just talking about Loaf. He said he don't like this.
I don't care for Budweiser either.
See, you too. So I kicked.
When I drank a lot of beer, though, I drank Budweiser a lot, and I liked Bud Ice, quite frankly. But the reason why I drank Budweiser a lot is because that's what the club owners gave me. So I had free beer. And it was Budweiser, it was all good.
What I liked is really get off the cans. really. Get
bottles.
off the cans.
It's about the bottles?
It's about the draft.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Put
most
the
of them gave
draft
it
on,
Yeah.
and you'll see me talking a different tune.
Well, see, most of them gave it to me out of the tap, so I mean, I drank it just fine all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like I was saying. You tasted pretty good.
Yeah.
You must have had a good taste of it off the draft.
Must
and this
have.
is what I'm talking about there.
We're just reduced to these cans here.
Well, it's because I have to do them on the cans, not on a draft to test them.
Uncle, I have a question.
Well, now here it is.
We were talking about the Anheuser-Busch sponsorship idea. What if you're on the fence? Is this a selling point? If they dressed you up as Kid Rock, they gave you the little red top hat and a wife beater shirt and puffy red pants, and they had you rap rock about Budweiser, would you then say, yes, I'm going to advertise Budweiser?
That's a possibility. Maybe. That's a maybe.
I could see that.
I could say, yeah, if they're and a good price for when my sidekick can get some from them.
All my buddies that sell Block 6.
I want a sale price.
I
do it for that reason.
Sure.
I want to do a fair price. Look, when you ever go get the beer check,
okay,
you can get it for half.
Okay, three things real quick here. First of all, it looks to me like we might have Bobby calling back in. Number one. Number two, it would absolutely. I don't think I might actually pass out from laughing if I saw Uncle do Ball with the Ball live somewhere. I think it would be the most brilliant.
I'm getting there.
I'm telling you, I want to hear you. I want to hear Monkey Suit Twister do Ball with the Ball. All right, and that is a thing of beauty. And you got 9 minutes left, just so you know. But Bobby's back on the line also.
Okay,
gosh. Uncle, are we bringing Bobby back in now?
Bring him in. Let's have Bobby in again.
Bobby, are you there?
Are you there, Bobby?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for. Yeah, I'm tuning in via my mobile device. I actually muted. Yeah, I can you? Okay. Yeah, I actually muted the broadcast from the radio from the computer, and I'm listening on my mobile device, which is awesome, man. Yeah, I'm still having Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA. I know it leaves a bitter taste in some people's mouths, but man, I love that.
Sure
sap.
does.
Love that.
You're drinking
Love
that
sap.
Hey, you do know, Bobby, that
beer?
you do know, Bobby, that Uncle and the Age of Transitions are both carried live on the TuneIn app on most fondle slabs of choice out there that are not iOS. So, and I think it's available for Apple as well. So the TuneIn app is a way to listen on most fondle slabs of choice. Just so you know.
Getting ready.
Right on, man. Yeah. Tune in. There's some of those guys. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, but the Ocelli Network's on there in case you ever wanted to do that and you were stuck somewhere and you couldn't get to your computer. You can hear the show live that way too every Friday.
I'm tuning up.
Oh, cool, man.
For the New Year's Revolution program coming year. And it's a while back.
Side. We're on the good side of the revolution.
5 more months to go, people. I'm just letting you know.
5 more months.
5 more months, and it comes on again.
5 more. That's it's practically here.
It's like Christmas. It comes earlier every year.
Nick, will you be on the show again this year?
I hope so. I hope I'll be in a better place where I don't have to be up at like 4 a.m. or whatever it was to join in. It was a ridiculous hour for me to be up when it was on. But it was the most fun I've had on a podcast, I think. It was a great time.
Let me tell you something. If people love my show like they do, they will stay up till...
They'll stay up for it.
Till the...
it's worth it.
Crack of dawn.
Yeah.
If they're really, really interested in it, they'd stay up. Of course, I don't know how long.
All the way to the
side man here will stay up. Because we might go into the next day if this continues. If this goes on. Never had that problem.
Sometimes they can stay up.
It's like that.
It just depends, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be sitting here talking on people and back and forth, and then hey, it's New Revolution.
Yeah.
It's new.
Whoa.
I think it's pretty awesome, but keeping a good balance I think is I'm not a Mason, but I do think keeping a good balance between comedy and what's really serious is very important, especially now.
Are you a knight, by any chance?
Bobby, are you any kind of knight?
You said about a Mason. It got my attention. Yeah. No, I'm a knight.
I actually do not surrender myself to any nation. I surrender myself to the one who created the planet. To me, nations and countries don't make sense because what they've created is a never-ending fire until we stop it. What they have tried to create was a never-ending fire of nations that create companies and corporations.
Yeah, nations do this. Hey, Bobby, we're at the tail end of the show again. But hey,
tail end of the show
again. We'll be in touch and call back again. So we're gonna have to say bye, unfortunately.
Well, you have my number. Feel free to call me. All right.
Will do.
You do.
Take it easy down there in the OC. All right.
See, remember what I told you about. Tell him what to think.
Take care now.
Yeah, take care.
Now, Artisan Loaf, you still with us?
I am just about. I've been enjoying the beer. I'm almost done with it, so that's a good sign.
Well, we did talk about a little bit of it, so since we can't talk to your friend, of course, I'd like to get any chance you can get in touch with him. Just let us know.
Yeah. Just let us know if you get a hold of Elon Musk.
I'll see what I can do for next time. But I would like to
get him.
I would like to say how much of an honor it is to be on Uncle the podcast or broadcast again. It's and to do a beer review, which is something I've wanted to do since I first appeared on this show, which was now over a year ago, I think.
Nice.
So I've been. It's been my podcasting goal was to get back on to do a beer review, and I feel like I've reached the podcast peak today. So
you're pretty happy. You got your gold set. Yeah. But
nowhere to go but down from here.
Down from this direction.
Yeah.
All right. So how much did you have your side, your broadcast? You had this much action? I bet you not.
Well, I didn't drink any Keystones for that, so it wasn't quite the same.
It wasn't the party atmosphere that we've got going on right now.
It was not.
I get them going with mine. You just got to understand, Sidekick. Got to back with the program here. Get moving with
Uncle Watchtower Boy is on beer number 4 over there.
Oh, he probably got a 26 pack.
Well, let's see here. He's on 4. Yes, he's down to a 26 pack now.
I told you he's got a 26 pack.
Start with 30, drink 4. You have 26 left.
Yeah. Man, he's going to be loaded.
Hey,
he's got the only
Artisan Loaf had a 24 ounce. Artisan Loaf had a 24 ounce. Aaron, what is the size can that you're drinking there?
It's just a 12, but I downed that
a 12, but he's drinking them down.
I had 1 over here.
Artisan Loaf kind of had 2 already. Because 24.
I've only had 1.5 is all I've had.
Okay,
well,
it's hard to drink when you're talking as well. So
of course.
The creative excellence has definitely got a head start on us as they don't have to talk. So that's my excuse.
What else is that snack room talking about in there? Chat room.
They're talking about Cheez-Its and potato chips
and shout-outs.
Tell him to eat him a lot of food now.
Uncle, do we have a shout-out time?
Shout-out time. Guess. Tell out who you call first.
Who you got for shout-outs, Nick?
Well, no one really except Check Engine Podcast. If you like cars or automotive, check Engine Podcast out because it's a lot of fun, and I did an episode with them recently. Really one of my favorite podcasts at the moment. And obviously you can check me out as well at Artisan Loaf on Twitter, and that's about it.
Oh,
okay. Mine is, we know who we are, people, and Sword Company. I have to shout out to you,
Pure Blades.
Company. Pure Blades. I go out to you every week because I know it's coming soon.
It's coming
to be a live show.
We just gotta go in there. That's it.
We just gotta go in there whenever you owners say the time. I know the time and the day, but let us know when. I want to know from him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll get that done. I'm going to give a shout out.
Go on, give a shout out there, Sidekick.
I'm going to give out a shout out to Juicy's food booth at the OC County Fair.
Who's that?
It's where they have the deep fried margarine and deep fried Snickers bars you can get from there.
You know somebody I don't. He knows somebody I don't know.
We haven't been to the OC Fair this year, but it's going on. So shout out to Juicy's. We'll have to get our way over there and have a turkey leg. And
them.
Yeah, you know them. We've been.
Are they? It's there now.
I believe the fair's going on now. Yeah,
we haven't gotten informed.
We need
Sidekick. Not with the program.
We're too busy broadcasting.
Well, Friday nights, but we can make go on. Well,
and
Saturday.
Thank you, Artisan Loaf on Twitter. Thanks, Nick, for being here as always. It's great to talk to you.
Yeah.
Plus a big shout out. Plus a big shout out to the Uncle Street Cream. There you go.
Yeah. Street Cream. I knew that Street Cream. Yeah, shout out. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Man by the Watchtower Boy.
No, Watchtower Boy. Keep on the work. That's what we want to hear. Just keep doing the work.
All along the Watchtower.
Oh, hey, you know who sings that?
Bob Dylan.
You're not with that.
I'm not.
Not with him.
Am I wrong?
Bob Seger.
Bob Seger.
Yes, he's the guy that sings that.
All along the Watchtower by Bob Seger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, go with the program. You don't even know who sings with that group.
I got to do my homework here.
You got a lot of work to do.
Okay. Well, with that, Uncle, bring us home. The show's over.
The show's over.
UncleThePodcast.com.
Podcast.com.
At Uncle Podcast on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Instagram.
Friday night at 8 o'clock. Anytime on Friday night at 8 o'clock. And Instagram.
There we are.
And there we are. Bye-bye.
Boom, 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 boom.
What is it?
We're going away now.